chair. It's unsettling. This is Corey Costello and Scott Cox's chair before I get on this thing. Hey, everybody, I'm Louis Amastor, the host of the Bako Motorsports Power Hour, brought to you by Budweiser and a Sign Factory, and who else? Bakersfield, Californian, too. By the way, over there is the birthday boy, Mike Griffith.
I'm pleased to be here.
Yes, pleased to be here. Run through those slides for us real quick, you guys, so get those things going. Mike, a happy birthday to you, my good friend.
Thank you.
You're now
Now I'm as old as Jeff Evans.
Now you're as old as Jeff Evans. And does that mean that you're going to be softer, gentler, or even more irritable?
When pigs fly.
When pigs fly.
But maybe more irritable.
More irritable. Well, we got a great show for you guys today. Basically, we got a 90-minute show because we got the Bud Nationals coming up. By the way, here's our sponsors, and this is show number 28. And you can follow us on Facebook at the Bako Motorsports Power Hour, where we'll make fun of Racing Vernon later on and his flip.
That's one way to go about it. He's a celebrity now. This thing's gone viral.
It has gone viral, and he has now called himself Racing Flipper Vernon. So I told him I'd talk about him. But we got a great show. We got 90 minutes to talk about a lot of racing stuff that's going on. We had a big night of champions at Kern County Raceway Park last weekend. We had Mopar Madness out at Famoso. But by the way, we're also getting ready for the Hot Rod Reunion. We also have Butch Hedrick in here, who's going to show us the latest Butchie Award. That's my favorite part. And then we got 45 minutes with Scott Schweitzer and company.
No pressure.
I didn't know it was that long.
Yeah, 45 minutes is going to be awesome. We're going to talk about the Bud Nationals. 120 new stalls installed on the corner there.
Yeah.
So looking pretty good. Got a lot of likes on that thing. People were excited.
Yeah, I didn't know that a temporary fence was that popular, but it is.
I think it's one of those things that's, it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah.
You know?
I know.
It's
It's good. It's good to see
Christmas.
the excitement building.
Good to see excitement. We got drivers in here too. We got Rob Sanders and Lee Jensen, and I actually almost got it right with Rob. I said, I know you drive a late model. That was a big step in the right direction. Then I said sport mod. He's like, nope, sorry, A mod. So we'll get that all sorted out here later on in the show. But first off, let's go to this thing's still going on. This is going to go on to the end of the year, right, Griffith? This NASCAR stuff.
It's going on to the end of the year for sure.
Did you watch it actually?
Yeah, you know what? The DVRs are great.
Yeah.
Took me about 25 minutes.
25 minutes to watch this race. Now, tell me your thoughts on this race. They say everyone said it was chaos. It was probably Goodyear's fault that the tire issues happened.
It's always Goodyear's fault.
It's always Goodyear's fault.
Yeah, okay. I'm just over it.
Over it.
Cars have a lot of downforce. They create a lot of pressure. There's a reason why they're changing the rules next year in NASCAR.
Yeah.
Okay.
What were your thoughts on this race, Steven?
Well, two things. Number one is I did a little informal poll on my Twitter of who everyone thought the Final Four would be, and no one selected Logano. And I don't think we're going to be able to get rid of Logano. So we have the Penske's and the Hendricks. The other thing is, the ARCA race was held on Hoosier tires. And they had two guys cut down tires simultaneously going into turn one about 2/3 of the way through the race. So you want to say it's on Goodyear, but I mean, Hoosier dropped the ball as well. So whatever it was, it was cold, and I don't know what the conditions were like, but they had a lot of tire failures across all the series that weekend.
Right. Let's talk a little about the tire failure here in a second. This was before Kansas. So you had Keselowski, who was coming off of the first round of the chase. He was firmly in the lead with Gordon, Logano, Jimmy Johnson, and Kevin Harvick. And then this is after Kansas. The next slide there. So Logano in the lead with Kyle Busch, Carl Edwards, Ryan Newman, Denny Hamlin. Harvick had to finish 12th in Kansas, and he drops down.
There's where he thought. See, I watched enough.
Yeah.
Came in, thought he had a tire going down, and really did not. So that.
And we'll talk about that quote here in a second. But now you got Casey Kane, Brad Keselowski, Dale Earnhardt Jr., and Jimmy Johnson all on the bubble now as they go into the next couple of rounds. Do you surprised if Keselowski or Earnhardt Jr. or Jimmy Johnson?
Well, it's the new thing. You can't have a bad race. Right. Those guys had bad races, and now they're it should make next weekend's race very interesting because everybody's worried about Talladega.
Right. All right, moving on to the next slide, please. And then this is what Mr. Harvick said. I thought I had a flat tire and pitted because you see all the trouble that was going on. We missed it on the handling a little bit today. We qualified well and had good track position. That saved us in the beginning of the race. And when I thought I had a flat, I just got us behind. So kind of almost that's the first time where he's kind of made a mistake going into the pits too. He's had a lot of trouble with the pits this year, right?
Yeah. Earlier in this year.
Earlier this year.
But I mean, they've been fine. Their pit stops, I was watching enough of the pit stops. Their times were fine on their pit stops, comparable to everybody else when they came in.
Right.
12.6 seconds generally in there.
Okay. All right. Finishing up here, Harvick finished 12th at Kansas. He advances, obviously, to go to the next race. But Casey Mears, 28th at Kansas. He's kind of just right there. He's always like 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th. He's right there. And then moving on to the next schedule, we have the Bank of America 500 in Concord. And then we've got the Geico 500 in Talladega. And then the Goody's Headache Relief Shot 500. Where do they come up with these names? The Goody's Headache Relief Shot.
If you got the
500.
money, honey, I got the
You're right,
time.
Jeff. Yeah, take it.
Ridgeway, Virginia. Nationwide, Harvey finished second in that race. Ryan Reed had a good day with a lot of Cup drivers in this race in Kansas, and he was 12th place there. So it's like you're shaking your head. That's where he's always at, though. I mean, that's a
But
good
this series, I mean, it would be like if you had, like Alexis running the Lucas Oil Series or something. Get these guys out of here. Kyle Busch
I
and
agree.
Kevin Harvick.
Totally agree.
It's getting very boring, I'll be honest. And I
Yeah.
love racing, as you know, and I'm getting bored with it.
Yeah.
That's bad.
All right. By the way, this is kind of an extra Scott Schweitzer segment here, but I mean there was a Bakersfield invasion on the coast over the weekend, I guess, and Tom Mock told me all about it. And as usual, I can't replay any of the conversation on video or on audio. But
Is that Tulare? Where is that?
that is at Watsonville.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and so Brad Pounds had a big night there, and Ethan Dotson and Wayne Dotson had some victories there, and I think Nick Spain Howard also won there as well. So it was a big night there.
Yeah, they have a big 2-day race up there, the Pat Pettit shootout, a 2-day race. And yeah, Bakersfield drivers did well. Had winners each night.
So they were off for you guys, and so they ran up.
Absolutely.
Went up to Watsonville.
It's a good race. It pays real well up there, and it's kind of cool that it's the weekend before the Nationals. So some big name guys can come out to the West Coast, go up to Watsonville on the weekend before, and come down here.
All right, Griffith. Anything in your world over there as far as notes and everything going on?
Nope. I think we have a West race this weekend. Isn't that right?
Yeah, the Cannon West will be at Roseville, and good opportunity for David Mayhew. It's been one of his best tracks, and if he can get a win, he still has an outside chance at trying to reel in Greg Pursley.
He
so
needs
we
Pursley
should
to have a bad day, much like Jimmy Johnson had a bad day.
Yeah, right.
see. Yeah.
Right. All right, we got a lot to get to today. A lot of stuff going on. We're going to have Kern County Raceway Park up next here. We're going to talk about their weekend of racing, a lot of championships, some drama. We have some dramatic video, of course, of Racing Vernon. And, he was busy apologizing to people all weekend, but still makes for some interesting content. We'll see that here in a minute. Then we'll have Blake Bowser and Odd Club Formosa Raceway with Butch Hedrick as we talk about ANRA's event this weekend and the ANRA 2015 schedule. Obviously, one of the biggest things we're seeing out there at Formosa. And then 45 minutes here as we preview the Bud Nationals here with Scott Schweitzer and Bakersfield Speedway. Can't wait. I'm looking forward to it all weekend. We'll see you guys here in a minute.